evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening. It is nice to have you all here. And for those of you who have not seen me before, it is nice to meet you too. And do not be afraid. There is nothing to be afraid of, you see. We are coming here tonight to connect with you, and I'm looking forward to this evening as well. Everyone is gathering with bated breath to connect with you. So it is better to see it in the flesh, isn't it? Although I am not of flesh. So I will invite questions if you so wish, and do not be afraid to ask, because everybody wants to know things, don't they? And as Elaine has explained to you, it is all about the knowledge and the growth of one's soul, isn't it? In order to raise to the higher realms of spirit. So I am feeling a nice energy in here, and a lot of very gifted mediums. I don't want you to give up on yourselves where that is concerned, because there will be days when it is not so good, and you get a little bit of disappointment, and you think, well, shall I give up? Shall I not carry on? Am I not doing things right? But you will be led to the right path in your life if you believe it so. You have to give time for the guide and you to develop, because also the guide and the spirits that come are learning themselves to use and manipulate a voice box. And that is not as easy as it looks, I will tell you. It is not easy. And it takes time to learn. Of course, I took time to learn, so your guides will too. And many of them will very much resonate with you, because they will know that you have lived lives with them before. So they know exactly who you are and what your journey is. And we love you. And we respect you. Of course, some of you will say that spirits start to want to come and speak through you at night. And you will find yourself waking up and speaking in perhaps a different language of sorts. Because we have no sense of time, you see. And we want to pick perhaps the most relaxed moment. We want to communicate with you. So if you do not want us to interfere with your sleeping pattern, yes, do not be afraid to tell us to step back and allow us to come through at a more suitable time. I hope that you can see around there. If not, you can move a little closer in. But I know Elaine has a lot of hair, so yes, anyway. Yes. Now, the first thing I want to say about is the energy centers of you. And the energy centers are what go above and below. As above, so below. So you don't only have energy within your body as an alignment, you will have that above you and below your feet as well. And that is how you ground yourself. And if you're going to connect to spirit, it will raise up what you see. So those energy centers that are above your head will start to open up. And they will connect with your higher self and with spirit. So this is what happens when the medium goes into trance, or when you get a clairvoyant medium. Whatever sort of mediumship or healing that you're going to be doing, you are connecting to one's higher self and the spirit. So just let go and enjoy it. So I do invite questions if you wish to put them to me.
Can you tell us where do you reside? Where is the place? Are you on this earth? Are you somewhere else?
Do you mean when I communicate?
Normally, where do you live?
We do not live as such. We are very much alive. You are the ones that live here on earth. We are residing in the heavens, in the afterlife. So I guess you could say that most people look up to the sky and the heavens are there. Well, they are in a sense, but they are also all around you, because it is what you call another dimension that you step into. So we are able to come into your energy and to slow our vibrations down in order to blend with your heavily seated vibrations, you see. You have what you call a gravitational energy here. And we are attracted to that gravitational energy, which we will put our energy into, you see. This is how we come to join you with your invitation. And it is very hard to slow one's energies down in order to vibrate on your level, where the earth plane is. So when we go back to spirit after connecting with you, our energies will lighten again, because we are blending with a physical person, an energy. But we live in the heavens, my dear. That is where we reside. There are many realms in the spirit life, and a lot of people would call them levels, again, as above, so below. But the souls work themselves through these levels and to the highest possible level of source until they no longer need to incarnate. And so they are residing in heaven on a permanency. And then perhaps they will work from the heavens to help you on earth as mediums. That is what they may want to do, or they may want to go with healing and such. So I hope that answers your question, my dear.
I know there are dimensions, so which dimension are you in?
I am in the dimension of heaven.
Which is, what, the 7th?
Yes. I guess you could say that, but there is no way of counting, because there are no levels or numbers in spirit. Although we send you signs with numbers sometimes as a message, but there are no particular levels of dimensions. If you're looking at dimensions, the heavens are one massive dimension, which is a greater expansion of the heavens, that is infinity. So it has no end and no beginning. So there is no number or no particular level. There are greater realms, which is what in the Bible Jesus called the many mansions. You see, and as your soul progresses, it will go into the greater realms of the light. It will work its way through them, through life experience. But there are many dimensions in the way of the universe, and in those dimensions live other beings, you see, other species, other beings that will come to your world to connect with that every now and again. And that is what you call other dimensions of the universe. And there are many of those, and they will go on for many, many miles. Eternity, infinity, as you call it. Do you understand what I'm trying to get at?
Oh, there is one heaven, and then there are dimensions, is it?
Yes, other planetary systems, other solar systems that you haven't even been able to discover. If you go to other planets beyond this, some are greater, larger than yours. It is rather minuscule to other planets, isn't it? But you look at these planets that are surrounding you, they are uninhabitable. They are there to support Mother Earth. If they weren't there, she would be completely alone. So they are meant to be there to support her. So other moons and planets will be there to support other species as well in their world.
Jonathan, with astrology, is it like the planets, do they actually help humans as well? So like the moon would be emotions, and
yes.
Yeah, and like Saturn, Jupiter expansion, and so on.
Yes, that is right. They are in perfect alignment with your Earth. At any given time that somebody is born, those planets will be in alignment with their birth time.
Yeah.
You see. And so that is how you will be able to tell how their personality is, perhaps, if you are an astrologer.
What about the other gods?
There is only one God, my dear. One. Yes.
Okay.
One almighty being of all-encompassing light and unconditional love. One. You would say that people on the earth through the ages have prayed to their own gods, but those gods are the one God. They are the man-made name for that. They come up under different cultures and different religions, but there is one huge being of light there that is incredible.
So is there any basis for any religions at all then? Or
No, there are no religions in spirit.
so it doesn't matter whether
Religion is a man-made concept, my dear. Yes,
okay.
it is an ideal,
yeah.
but it is what you want it to be, what you make it to be. But they will believe in something of an afterlife as well. So we're not going to condemn anyone that is going to be religious. Everyone is loved no matter what they are doing, no matter who they are praying to.
Jonathan, is there a hell?
There are the lower levels of spirit, the lower realms. And as you go through each lifetime, you will begin to experience many emotions and things that are going on around you that you learn from. And you will work your way up, if chosen, through those realms of spirit. So you will start off perhaps, if you were a really bad person and you were a murderer, killer, whatever you were, you would have to come back lifetime after lifetime to learn about your wrongdoings and work your way up to the higher realms of spirit through lifetimes. You see. So it's no good saying there is no hell as such. It's not hell. It's the lower realms that are closer to your earth. Do you see? Your earth's energy.
How does that spirit, what made you pick Elaine to be her guide? How does that all transpire?
Well, we are twin souls, my dear. I am her, she is me, and vice versa. You see. And that is what it is about. You see, you have the male and female aspect. If you look at God, you will immediately say he, won't you? But that energy is of male and female. Because that energy would need to understand the both of that. It could not be one energy and not another, because it would not understand the other, you see? Do you see what I'm trying to get at? So we would all come as male and female energy. And some of you on earth will express the male energy, some of you will express the female energy of yourself. Do you see? So you have a twin soul. And sometimes that soul will connect with you on the earth plane, which is quite a rare occasion. And another time, it will work from spirit with you here on earth, or the other way around. So we are each other. And if you look at it, we are all each other. Because you are all the same and as one, but you just go about things differently. But I do believe that Elaine and I were together in a past life, in the Victorian lifetime, in a brief period. And I chose to be working with her. She chose to come back to the earth and live a physical life, and she wanted to learn many more things. And of course, the spiritual awakening would happen when she got to the age of 38, and I would then join her again and start to bring the message across of the afterlife. Does that answer your question?
Yes,
Wonderful. I'm glad that I'm answering somebody's.
I think everybody's shocked when they're Jonathan.
May I ask a question, Jonathan, please?
Yes, you may.
It's about the soul. In the last couple of weeks through my work, my guides have led me to enlightenment about how we're not connecting with our soul, which is the pivotal part that we should connect to. We know our soul's in the body, we all go, yes, we have a soul. But to actually, probably more in the mediumship work and healing, that the soul should be the starting point of all our connections, getting to know the soul, linking with the soul, before we then move on to further development. I just wanted to know what your thoughts were on that.
Well, the soul already knows itself, but you have what you call an ego, you see. And that ego is an earth ego. It is something that is put there precisely for you to learn from, you see, in the way of unconditional love. And you will have an ego state of mind in order to grow. You'll need it there in order to go through negative to get to positive. So it is stepping back from that ego state of mind, from that logical state of mind, and connecting with the higher self. And through that, you will learn to love oneself. You will learn to connect with oneself and to connect with home again. It is just trusting in oneself and letting that little ego barrier go down and coming away from that earthly existence and blending with one's higher self through meditative states, through thought pattern thinking, whatever it may be, you will connect with yourself eventually.
And what do you think about actually having a conversation with your soul as you would with your guides to gain information? Is that something that's possible?
Because you have intelligent souls inside of you.
Yeah.
That will give you the answer. That is what you call your intuitive self, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what
The
I
higher
thought.
self is the intuitive self, and that is what you can connect to for the answers. The answers are always lying within. We just don't know where to look for them sometimes. People get a little bit lost, and they are living in the logical and ego state of mind rather than the nature state of mind, and they don't know how to connect with their higher self.
So moving forward into teaching with that, that'll be a correct way to go as a starting point. with other
Yes, I think
people.
that would be wonderful, my dear. That is very
Cool.
good of you to take your time to do that.
Cool, thank you.
May I ask a question, please, Jonathan? A very famous medium has denounced tarot cards and oracle cards. She's now become Christian. Does the spirit world look down on tarots and oracle cards and pendulums? I thought if you worked in the light, you'd only attract those from the light.
Yes, I understand about that. I believe that Elaine had come across that, and it is somewhat, in your eyes, a sad occasion, but it is human choice, isn't it? And there
Yeah.
is nothing that you could do. It's her path. She wants to live it. But no, it is not evil. If you are working within the light and you are trusting within yourself, your intuitive self again, then that is fine, my dear. It is one's choice. You cannot allow yourself to keep being judged by others' choices, you see. It is your life, you are living it. And you're not going to be scorned upon by using those cards. As long as you are doing the prayer and opening up and closing yourself down and working in the light and doing the right thing, then you are helping people. What is wrong with that? We're not going to punish you for that.
Thank you.
And I know that you are laying awake thinking about it, thinking, should I continue? Am I evil doing this? No, you are not. No. You're not going to go to burning hellfire for a few more cards, my dear. No need to worry.
That's why I do a lot of healing as well.
Wonderful. Yes, you're doing it. You're doing a beautiful job. Keep it going.
Thank you.
Is there such a thing as Satan then? Or is it all man-made?
Well, as there is, as above, so below again. You have what you call God. You have what you call Satan. That was all put in the Bible. But there are people and spirits that are naughty, my dear. They're angry. And they like to dwell upon the negative thought and to carry that out. So it is an influential state. It is a state of mind. And whatever state of mind you carry across with you, whatever you act like in life, is what you're going to attract. Do you see? So it's law of attraction again, isn't it? What you think, so shall you bring. So if you think of the light, that's what you're going to be in. If you think of the depths of hell, that's what you're going to think like, that's what you're going to act like, that's what you're going to attract. Do you see?
Yes, so there's no such thing as the fallen angel, Satan, fallen angel.
Well, I would say that angels are in the light, and if there was a negative angel, yes, it would perhaps want to prey on the negative thought. It would feed upon that and dwell upon it. But the more you dwell upon that, the more you're going to attract that, and the more you're going to have that behavioral pattern. It is all in here, my dear, all in the mind, as to how you behave.
Oh, could I ask another question then? If, say, somebody has that sort of negative mind and they pass over, couldn't they get some help there? So that
Yes, there is always help. There is always the light. And if they wanted to call out to that light, they would immediately be loved and forgiven. But they would need to come back again and learn all over again about what they have done, of course. They would want to say, well, I need to go back to the physical life again and start to bring myself upwards into the higher realms. Thinking in that way, they would need to be taught to think that way.
Jonathan, when we pass over, do we have a life review and feel and see all the good, bad things that we've experienced and
Yes,
done
you
to
do.
others?
You do. You see absolutely everything that you've done. And you will gather your thoughts about that and say, well, I could have done that a little bit better. Maybe I shouldn't have been so harsh with that person. I didn't know how they felt at that time, but now I'm seeing it and I'm learning from it. You see, in each lifetime you will study emotion. You are emotion. You see, that is what life is. It's full of emotion. You come here as a human emotion. It's what the human experience is all about, because unconditional love is an emotion, you see. And everything that you do every day involves emotion. Your soul is learning about raising to the higher realms of spirit in physical form. It is studying it that way. It wants the human experience, so it will come down here and have the choice of having that human experience.
And would we always reincarnate to Earth, or would we reincarnate to other planets?
You would most likely reincarnate to Earth because you are an earthly person, you see, and you will go back and forth from spirit back to Earth. You understand?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Can I ask another question? What's your understanding of starseed and starseed children from Spirit's point of view?
It's a name that you have given them, but they are all souls that have chosen to come back here as a physical form in order to teach others about moving into the lighter thought, do you see?
Right.
Helping their souls to be raised and bringing them back to a spiritual awakening again. They are here to bring light to the world.
I think the understanding starseed to a lot of people is, yes, we have heaven, spirit from heaven, but there's actually beings that incarnate from other places, so they see them as starseed. That's how.
They will incarnate from the higher realms.
Right, okay.
They are coming here for the greater good of bringing light to the earth. Rebalancing, you see. That's what we're trying to do.
What about rainbow children?
Would you say that again?
Rainbow children.
Well, then it sort of leans towards the same thing, doesn't it? Highly evolved souls coming to this earth to give knowledge to people that are trying to raise themselves up. They have been here many times, and they will speak like an old soul. I don't know who's doing all that.
Sorry, Jonathan.
So it's just us
Is that the wind?
labelling
It's the wind.
these souls in our own ways.
I think
isn't
they
it?
opened the door upstairs. Can you put it? No.
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Say that again, my dear.
It's just us as humans trying to understand these children coming, because obviously it's quite evidential around me in some of my work that I see these children which seem to be here to work more with the light,
Of course.
and so it's just a way of us labelling and understanding them through our own human conscious point of view, isn't it? I guess.
They are doing very well. Keep up the good work.
I'm asking more questions. Thank you.
Is it true that there are more people awakening to the spirit world?
Yes, there are, my dear. Very much more. It is becoming very prevalent right now. And of course, that I have mentioned before that 2020 is going to be quite an important year of spiritual awakening. It is a truly rounded number as well. I think they put some oil on that, don't you? To still keep our personality. Why not? That is what your essence is.
So going back to religion, saying that there was no real basis for religions, what is the Bible with Jesus, say the Quran and Muhammad? Were these people real? Are they just stories?
They're not stories, my dear. No. They are things that have happened through the ages, through history. But man has written them down, and sometimes, even in those times, they were spiritually inspired to write. But man has made it into control and a fear-based subject. And so, whenever you go to that Bible, you will feel fear. What is God if it is fear? He is not fear, it is pure love. It's not going to get hold of you by the scruff of the neck and throw you into boiling lava. It's love. It's love. It's not here to punish us. No. We learn from our mistakes through each lifetime. And you keep coming back until you get it right, until you overcome your fears and angers and whatever it is you are carrying with you.
Do you always have to come back as a human? Or do you have to, or can you come
On a
back as
rare
animals and that?
occasion, people have come back as an animal, but it is very rare. It is most common for you to come back as a human.
Will you be coming back again, Jonathan, or have
If
you
there
read?
is needs for me to be here, yes, I would, but at the present moment I'm guide to Elaine, so I would not desert her.
Will you go to someone else after Elaine passes
Oh, no.
on? No?
No, I wouldn't. We are as one.
Yeah.
Oh, it's lovely to know. So we don't come from other planets then? A lot of people say that, you know, I come from this planet or that planet, you know.
No,
but we
no,
all
I
come
didn't
from
know.
heaven,
No, we come from heaven.
so it's not true then.
There are other species that would want to come into your world and look at it from above, but
But they don't mix with us.
no, they don't. They're not coming in human form. They're not coming to destroy you. They are very curious about your planet and what is going on with it, but of course, even with them there is negative and positive, with everything. My motto is the battery. The Earth is like the battery, isn't it? The people of the Earth. With a battery, you put it into a machine. If it had two positives, it wouldn't work. If it had a negative and positive, it would work. Two negatives wouldn't work. So we are coming here to rebalance the negative and positive in order for the souls to raise higher and awaken to the positive. And that is what life is like, a battery. Negative, positive. It runs the machine perfectly. If the two were the same, it wouldn't work. Do you see and understand it?
And what's the machine doing?
The machine is working and bringing something into productivity, I would say. Bringing something to life. Allowing it to be alive as a subject in a piece of machinery. Do you see? She looks rather puzzled. I can see you, you know.
I have to admit, I'm a bit confused by what you just said. I'm going to challenge it slightly because I have channeled a couple of books where I have been told that descended species that help Earth can come and incarnate in the love and the light to help us.
Now you better say that again, my dear,
Right.
because little Karen interrupted
Right,
there.
okay.
She's having her moment.
I've channeled some books, and a couple of them have said about the ascension species that come, like Pleiadians and Dorians, and a few others which haven't probably been recognised yet, and that they do actually choose to come and incarnate on Earth, and they have done for many, many centuries or years, but they're working with the high energies in the love and the light, unconditional love, supporting Earth and learning and bringing in things to Earth, especially since the Second World War, when Earth hit quite a pivotal point of depression, war, grief, that the turning point needs to be made. So other sources will seek to help with that.
Yes, they do connect with your Earth. For instance, if you look back to the times of the pyramids, you would see that they were guided by them. They give the knowledge to you, you see.
Right.
They come to the Earth to give their knowledge to us here on the Earth. That is what they're doing, my dear.
Okay.
They're not reptilians as humans.
No, but they actually are incarnating into us
In
as
us.
souls.
Yeah.
No,
They're not. Okay.
your soul belongs to you. The soul is an individual. If another invades it, it's not belonging to them.
No, I don't mean invasion. That they're actually come like the soul can be not just from heaven. It can be from other high ascension beings working on unconditional love.
They are beings that have been humans that have raised the higher realms of spirit.
Right. Okay.
They are the ones that are bringing the knowledge, you see.
Okay. Thank you.
And they are connecting with other worlds in order to bring some of that knowledge.
Oh, right. Okay. That makes a bit more
You
sense to
see,
me then.
we could go to anywhere we want in the universe and
Yeah.
connect with them if we so wish. And that is how it is done.
Cool.
I have a question. I was a bit nervous.
Fire away, my dear, as they say.
It's just on top of my head. What about like soulmates is the question. Like when we go, do we find our love, our soulmate, as you may call it, when we go do we find that person that we love again?
You will have many soulmates in life. Soulmates do not come under the category of one love.
Okay.
You are never meant to come on to the earth to love one.
Mhm.
You see, you will learn to love yourself, but also you will learn how to learn others, to love others. And you may be a soulmate to your mother, your brother, your father, your sister, your friends, your animals, all of that, my dear. But when you come to the one being that is the soul, that is male or female counterpart, that is where you will live many lifetimes to end up reconnecting with that one, which is the male and the female. This is what of the Godhead, you see, which is male and female that I was speaking to you about earlier. That is what you are trying to reconnect with, the perfect source.
That's your twin flame, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, you all have one of those.
So when we reincarnate, do we stay within the same circle of family and friends, or do we expand and leave everybody behind, or?
Some of them will stay in spirit for a while and perhaps incarnate in other lifetimes with you, but you will find that you will go the full circle, you see. Hence, eternal. No end, no beginning. And a lot of you will come from the same soul group, so you will reconnect in physical lifetimes and say, well, I feel as if I have seen you before. I feel as if I know you and that I've known you forever. Well, you have, because you've had other lifetime connections. And they and you will come back into this incarnation to teach you something, and you teach them something. Do you understand? So you're there for a purpose. Even if it is only a short period of time that you meet that person for, you will learn something from them and they from you.
Can I ask you a question, Jonathan, about past lives? I've been told that my son and me were together in a past life, and different things have happened, which kind of makes sense now. Are children usually connected to us in that way from a past life? Our own children?
Yes, very much so.
I was told I was a witch in a past life by a medium.
Yes, not everybody has been a witch. But I do believe that, yes, you have lived in the medieval times. And that was when this sort of thing was scorned upon, wasn't it? And people were put to death for it. So you have lived in that time, yes.
They kept coming back and back and back.
That is right. That is right. It's all about raising the soul to total unconditional love. This is not your home. This is only a temporary measure. This is where you come to learn. But you're only
Why
doing
do we
it in
need
the
to
physical
come down to
experience.
learn? Why do we need to come down to learn?
Because we want
Couldn't we learn up in heaven?
We
'Cause, I
want
mean,
the physical
there are more
experience.
facilities
Marty.
there.
Yes. We want the physical experience. We have the choice of doing both in order to raise our soul.
But if we've had a physical experience, why do we need like hundreds?
Because it takes many lifetimes to learn about the art of unconditional love in human form. And you are given that choice if you want the spiritual experience or the human experience. And many want to come back to raise their souls higher than ever and to have this human experience. It is not an easy undertaking.
Do our children pick us as parents before with their souls? Is that always the case, or?
Everyone will pick everyone, you see. Before you come to this incarnation, you will plan every detail of your life. Even your change of path, you will plan that. You'll know exactly where you're going to go in